my name is Gerard Brown, and today we're going to talk about how to install a light bulb. I've worked at Home Depot and Lowe's for 10 plus years, and I have worked under master electricians and journeyman electricians, and I have a lot of product knowledge and training throughout my job on how to install a light switch. So one of the main things we're doing this for is for the average cost. The average cost of a light switch is $80 to $200. So we definitely want to make sure that we do this ourselves, and we definitely want to make sure that we're saving money by doing it ourselves and making it not as intimidating as it seems. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to find your breaker box. Your breaker box will have breakers in it just like this, and the way you shut off your power is you pull that switch down. Once you pull that switch down, your power is off. So the very next thing you want to do after you shut the breaker off is you want to definitely use this. This is called a non-contact tester, and this tester will verify if the power is on or off, and you don't actually have to touch the actual wires. So when you get around it, it'll give a field off, and it'll make a light, it'll make a buzzing that'll let you know that that the power is on or off. If it don't buzz, then the power is off. If it does buzz, the power is still on. So you definitely want to verify and make sure that your power is off. And you want to double check, you want to triple check, you want to check as many times as you want. As many times as you need to feel comfortable, because a long time ago at work, I had a guy, we were installing fixtures, and he didn't verify twice that the power was off. And when he reached up there to turn the power on, when he reached up there to plug up a fixture, he connected the circuit and he burned himself. So you definitely want to double check and you want to make sure. So the very first thing we want to do is we want to use a screwdriver like this. This screwdriver is insulated, so it'll protect you from getting electrocuted. And the first thing you want to do is you want to take your wall plate off. And once you take your wall plate off, then the very next step you want to do is you want to grab another screwdriver. And this is a Phillips head screwdriver. The first one is a flathead screwdriver. The wall plate uses flat, and then this interior screw is a Phillips head. So you're going to unscrew this screw at the top, and you'll unscrew this screw at the bottom. The wires are still connected, so you definitely want to pull it gently out just far enough to where you can reach the contacts. So you'll have a black wire, you'll have a white wire, and then you'll have a green wire for ground. So the next step you want to do is you want to unscrew the screw just far enough that the wire comes out. The screw will not come all the way out, so you're just screwing it out far enough till the wires come out. And once the wires come out, then you can remove the old switch, and you're halfway there to the next step of installing your new switch. So when you install your new switch, you want to have your new switch ready, and you'll have your wires ready. So you want to take your wires, and you want to take your wires, and you'll use a crimper like this. You'll use a crimping tool, and this will either straighten. If you want to insert it in, these are push connectors, and if you push it in, then that will straighten. Then you straighten the wires to push it in. If you want to go around the terminals, you'll use this to bend the wires, and you'll hook them around the terminal, and you'll tighten it up until the wires don't come out. So once you tighten that up, and then you'll put your ground screw in, which is sometimes a bare wire. So if you see a bare wire in there, that's your ground wire. So once you do that, you're going to take your Phillips head screwdriver, and you're going to push this end back into the wall, and then you're going to screw these fixtures in. And once you screw those fixtures in, you add the wall plate, and you're almost done. And once you've done that, and once you've added your wall plate on, you cut your breaker back on, and once you've cut your breaker back on, you're done. And in doing that, this is a non-intimidating thing that you've just done, and you saved yourself, as we talked about earlier, $80 to $200 hiring somebody else to do this. So it's very important to know a lot of these things because these switches go bad quite often. And when they go bad, you don't want to have to call an electrician to get them to come out to do a simple job like that. So make sure, so once again, we want to remove the wall plate, remove the old fixture, remove the old switch, take the wires off and put the new wires on, and then put the wall plate back on, and you're completely done with this easy job. Thank you for listening.